Stop the car. David, stop the car now. My voice cracked the silence on Highway 150 like a gunshot. My son's brake lights flared red ahead of me. I was driving. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely grip the wheel. Helen grabbed my arm. "Robert, what are you doing? You're scaring me." But I couldn't stop. Something was wrong, terribly, horribly wrong. "Pull over," I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. "Pull over right now." I yanked the wheel toward the shoulder. Gravel sprayed under our tires. David's car flew past us, horn blaring. Through his window, I saw his face. My son's face, twisted in panic. In the back seat sat a black duffel bag, innocent looking, plain. The bag David had asked us to carry because his car was too full. The bag I was about to open. The bag that would destroy my family forever. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how a 68-year-old man ends up on the side of a highway, about to turn in his own son and his own wife. My name is Robert. I worked 43 years as a civil engineer. Helen taught elementary school for 35 years. We saved every penny we could. We planned for retirement, a small house by the lake, travel, peace. Then our son David lost his job. That was 6 years ago. He was 36 then, married to Linda. They had a 10-year-old boy named Tommy, our only grandson. "Dad, can you help with rent this month?" David asked that first time. "I've got interviews lined up. I'll pay you back when I land something." I gave him $2,000. He never paid it back. The next month, it was the water bill, then electricity, then car payments, then Tommy's school supplies, then a new transmission, then dental work, then. Helen encouraged it every time. "He's our only child, Robert. We have to help him." Before I knew it, we were supporting their entire life, every single expense, while David worked odd jobs and Linda stayed home, while they drove a car we couldn't afford for ourselves, while Tommy attended activities we paid for but never got to watch. Our retirement savings drained like water from a broken tank. 2 months ago, I finally said no. David called on a Tuesday evening. Tommy needed to switch schools. He was being bullied. A private academy would be perfect. $25,000 for the year. "I can't," I said. The words felt like swallowing glass. "Son, our retirement fund is almost gone. We've given you everything we can." Helen stood in the kitchen doorway. Her face went hard. "Dad, please. Tommy's being hurt every day. You want your grandson to suffer? Find another public school. Talk to the administration about the bullying. I'll help you write letters, file complaints, whatever you need. But I can't give you $25,000. The silence on the phone was colder than winter. "I see," David said. "I guess I know where we stand now." He hung up. Helen didn't speak to me for 3 days. When she finally did, her words were ice. "You chose money over your grandson's safety." "I chose our survival, Helen. We've given them everything." "Not everything. You said no. Finally you said no. I hope you're proud." The next week, David stopped answering my calls. When I asked to see Tommy on weekends like always, suddenly there were excuses. "Tommy's sick. We're busy. Maybe next time." Each rejection was a knife in my heart. Helen blamed me. "You did this. You pushed them away." I started sleeping in the guest room. 45 years of marriage, and my wife couldn't stand to look at me. Then 3 days ago, everything changed. David called. His voice was cheerful, light, like the old days. "Hey, Dad, listen, a friend lent us his cabin upstate. Beautiful place. We thought it'd be great for all of us to go. You, Mom, me, Linda, Tommy. Like a family trip. What do you think?" My heart leaped. "Really? You mean it?" "Yeah, I think we all need this. Tommy misses you guys," I nearly cried. "We'd love to. When?" "This Saturday. We'll meet you early, follow you up Highway 150. Oh, and Dad, our car's pretty packed with Tommy's stuff. Could you bring an extra bag for us?" "Of course. Anything you need." When I told Helen, she smiled for the first time in weeks. "See? They came around. Family always does." Saturday morning, David and Linda pulled into our driveway at 6 a.m. David carried a plain black duffel bag. "Just some clothes and Tommy's things," he said. "Thanks for taking this." I loaded it into our trunk. We agreed they'd follow behind us on Highway 150. The cabin was 3 hours north. Helen was radiant in the passenger seat. "This is going to fix everything," she said. "You'll see." We'd been driving for 2 hours when my phone rang. David's name lit up the screen. "Hey Dad, quick question. That bag we gave you, you didn't open it, did you?" Ice water flooded my veins. "No. Why would I?" "No reason. Just checking." "Hey Dad?" "Yeah? I love you. You know that, right?" In 42 years, my son had said those words maybe 5 times. Never like this. Never like goodbye. "David, what's going on?" I asked. "Nothing, Dad. Just drive. We'll see you at the rest stop." He hung up. I stared at the phone. Helen was watching me. "What did he want?" she asked. Her voice was too casual, too light. "Asked if I opened the bag." "That's strange." She looked out the window. Must have forgotten something in it. But her hands were clutched tight in her lap. Her knuckles were white. I looked in the rearview mirror. David's car was right behind us. Close. Too close. Something crawled up my spine. Something cold and sick. "Helen." "Why would he call to ask if I opened a bag?" She didn't look at me. "Robert, you're being paranoid. It's nothing." "Then you won't mind if we pull over and check." Her head whipped toward me. "What? No, don't be ridiculous. We're almost to the rest stop. We'll check there." "We're checking now." "Robert, you're going to ruin this trip with your suspicion. They're finally talking to us again, and you're—" "Pull over or I'm calling David and telling him we're turning around." Helen's face changed. The mask slipped, just for a second. Fear, pure fear flashed in her eyes, and I knew. I yanked the wheel toward the shoulder. Helen screamed, "Robert, no, don't!" Our tires hit gravel. David's car roared past, horn blaring. I saw Linda's face in the passenger window. Fury and terror mixed together. I slammed the gear into park, turned on the hazards. "Robert, please!" Helen's voice broke. "Please don't open that bag." I looked at my wife. This woman I'd loved for 45 years, who taught second graders to read, who baked cookies for every school fundraiser, who cried at weddings and laughed at bad jokes and held my hand through my father's funeral. "What did you do?" I whispered. She closed her eyes. Tears streamed down her cheeks. I got out of the car, opened the trunk. The black bag sat there, innocent, harmless. I unzipped it. On top were Tommy's things, a Spider-Man t-shirt, pajamas with dinosaurs, a coloring book I'd bought him for his birthday. I pushed them aside. Underneath, wrapped in black plastic, were packages, lots of them, rectangular, tightly sealed. I'd seen enough news reports to know exactly what I was looking at. My blood turned to ice. Helen appeared beside me. "Robert, let me explain." "You knew." My voice came from somewhere far away. "You knew what was in this bag. David owes money to dangerous people, very dangerous. They threatened Tommy. They said if he didn't deliver, they'd hurt our grandson. We didn't have a choice." "We?" I stared at her. "We." She was crying harder now. "He came to me 3 weeks ago, after you said no to the school. He told me everything, the debts, the threats. He needed help, and you wouldn't give it. So you decided to turn us into drug mules?" "It's not like that. Robert, please listen. An elderly couple in a nice car. No one would search us. We'd drive up, drop off the bag, turn around. You'd never even know. It was the only way to save our family." I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. My wife, my Helen, had helped our son set us up. "Do you understand what you've done?" I asked. "If we get caught with this, we go to prison, both of us, for years." "But we won't get caught. That's the whole point. And if we do, you were willing to let me go to jail?" She grabbed my arms. "I was protecting our grandson. They were going to hurt Tommy, Robert, our baby's baby. I couldn't let that happen." I looked down at the drugs, then at Helen, then back at the road. David's car had stopped. It was turning around, coming back. "They're coming," I said quietly. "Good. Give them the bag. We'll forget this happened." I pulled out my phone. "What are you doing?" Helen's voice went sharp. "Calling the police." She grabbed the phone. "Are you insane? You'll send David to prison." "He was willing to send us. He's our son. And you're my wife. How could you do this to me?" We stood there in the morning sun on the shoulder of Highway 150, our whole life crumbling between us. David's car pulled up behind ours. He got out, started walking toward us. Helen was still gripping my phone. "Please, Robert, please. If you love me, if you love our family, don't make this call." I looked into her eyes. 45 years, 16,000 mornings waking up beside her, every moment of our life together, and she'd betrayed me. Hit the like button if you believe your spouse should have your back, not stab you in it. People who think betrayal is okay, they scroll past. For our son, the son we'd given everything to, who'd taken and never once said thank you. I pulled the phone from her hands. I dialed 911. Helen started screaming. Emergency services, what's your emergency? The operator's voice was calm, professional. Helen was screaming, don't do this! Robert, don't you dare! David was running now. Dad, wait! My finger hovered over the end call button. Everything in me wanted to hang up, to protect my son, my family. But they hadn't protected me. My son put illegal drugs in my car, I said. The words felt like broken glass in my mouth. Highway 150, mile marker 107. My wife knew about it. She helped plan it. Helen's scream turned into a sob. Sir, stay calm. Are you in danger right now? My son is approaching. He's trying to stop me from reporting this. Do not confront him. Stay in your vehicle. Lock the doors. Officers are being dispatched to your location. David reached us. His face was red, eyes wild. Dad, what are you doing? Hang up the phone. Get in the car, Robert. The operator's voice was firm. Lock the doors now. I grabbed Helen's arm. She fought me. I'm not getting in. Robert, you're destroying everything. Everything. David grabbed the car door handle. Dad, please, you don't understand. These people will kill us. They'll kill Tommy. I pulled Helen into the car. She was crying so hard she couldn't speak. I locked the doors. David pounded on the window. Dad, open this door. We can fix this. The operator was still on the line. Sir, are you safe? I'm in the car. Doors are locked. Good. Stay there. Do not open the doors for anyone. Help is 3 minutes away. Linda appeared beside David. She was screaming too. I couldn't hear the words through the glass. Helen was doubled over in the passenger seat. You've killed him. You've killed our son. He tried to kill us first, I said quietly. She looked up. Her face was twisted with rage. How can you say that? He's your child. And you're my wife. You've been my wife for 45 years. How could you choose him over me? Because he needed me. You were fine. You had everything. David was drowning, and you just watched. I gave him everything I had. Except when it mattered most. David was still pounding on the window. I could see tears on his face. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please call them back. Tell them. It was a mistake. I'll fix this. I swear I'll fix everything. The operator spoke. Sir, I can hear shouting. Is someone threatening you? My son, he's trying to get me to hang up. Officers are 1 minute away. Stay in the vehicle. Linda grabbed David's arm. We have to go, now, before the cops get here. David's face crumpled. He looked at me one last time. You've destroyed our family, Dad. I hope you can live with that. They ran back to their car. Tires squealed as they pulled away. Helen threw open her door. Stop them! Robert, they're getting away! She tried to get out. I grabbed her. Let me go. I have to warn them. You're not going anywhere. She fought like a wild animal, scratching, clawing. This woman who'd never raised her voice, who'd taught children to share and be kind. I hate you, she screamed. I hate you. You've ruined everything. Red and blue lights appeared in the distance, growing closer. Helen collapsed against the dashboard. What have you done? Oh God, what have you done? The police cars surrounded us, 4 of them. Officers got out, hands on their weapons. One approached my window. I rolled it down. Sir, I'm Officer Martinez. Are you Robert? Yes. Is the suspicious package still in your vehicle? In the trunk, black duffel bag. Anyone else in the car with you? I looked at Helen. She was staring straight ahead, face blank. My wife, I said. She knew about the drugs. She helped plan it. Helen didn't react, didn't cry, didn't protest. Officer Martinez's expression changed. Ma'am, I need you to step out of the vehicle. She's not a threat, I said. She's just... Sir, if she was involved in placing illegal substances in your vehicle, she needs to be detained. Helen opened her door, stepped out, held her hands out for the cuffs. She didn't look at me. They handcuffed my wife of 45 years, read her rights, put her in the back of a patrol car. I sat alone while other officers searched the trunk, photographed the bag, counted the packages. Sir, Officer Martinez said, this is a significant amount of controlled substances. You did the right thing calling us. I nodded, couldn't speak. We're going to need your full statement. Can you tell me how this package came to be in your vehicle? And so I told them. Everything. 6 years of financial support, the refusal, the reconciliation, the phone call, the discovery, the fact that my wife had known for 3 weeks. Another officer approached. We've located the suspect vehicle. 2 adults and 1 child inside. We're pursuing now. There's a child? Martinez looked alarmed. My grandson, I said. Tommy, he's 10. He didn't know anything about this. Please, God, let that be true. Martinez radioed something I couldn't hear. Then he looked at me with something like pity. Sir, is there someone we can call for you? Someone to come be with you? I almost laughed. There's no one. My wife's in your car, my son's running from you, there's no one. Have you ever felt the exact moment your life splits in two? Before and after? The moment where everything you thought you knew turns out to be a lie? I sat there on the shoulder of Highway 150, watching them load drugs from my trunk into evidence bags, and I felt 45 years of my life collapse into dust. They caught David and Linda 20 minutes later, trying to cross into the next state. Tommy was with them. Is he okay? I asked Officer Martinez. My grandson, is he hurt? He's fine, confused and scared, but physically unharmed. Social services is being notified. What happens to him? That depends. Do you have any other family? Just me. Martinez looked at the patrol car where Helen sat. Your wife won't be an option for custody, sir, not if she's charged as an accessory. I understand. Are you willing to take temporary custody? Was I? Could I? A 68-year-old man raising a 10-year-old alone? Yes, I said. He's my grandson. Of course. They took me to the police station. Different building than where they took Helen, David, and Linda. I gave my statement 3 times, signed papers, answered questions. At 9 p.m., a social worker arrived with Tommy. He looked so small. His Spider-Man backpack was bigger than his torso. His eyes were red from crying. Grandpa? His voice cracked. What's happening? Where are Mom and Dad? Where's Grandma? I knelt down. My knees protested. Come here, buddy. He ran into my arms, buried his face in my shoulder. They said Mom and Dad did something bad. They said Grandma helped. They said I have to stay with you now. That's right. For how long? I don't know yet. He pulled back, looked at me with those eyes exactly like his father's. Did you get them arrested, Grandpa? How do you tell a 10-year-old the truth? Yes, I said. I did. Why? Because they tried to make me do something that would have gotten me in trouble, very serious trouble, and Grandma knew about it. Was it drugs? I heard the policeman say drugs. Smart kid. Too smart. Yes. He started crying again. But they're my mom and dad. Why did you call the police on my mom and dad? Because sometimes, even when it hurts, we have to do what's right. The social worker cleared her throat. Mr. Robert, we should get Tommy settled for the night. We can discuss long-term arrangements tomorrow. I took Tommy home. My house felt enormous and empty. Helen's reading glasses were still on the coffee table, her coffee mug in the sink, her sweater on the chair, like she'd just stepped out and would be right back. Tommy stood in the hallway. Where do I sleep? Your dad's old room. I kept it the same. He climbed into bed still wearing his clothes. I pulled a blanket over him. Grandpa? Yeah, buddy? Are you going to send me away too? Never. This is your home now, for as long as you need it. He turned toward the wall. Okay. I lay awake all night in the bed I'd shared with Helen for 45 years. The house creaked and settled. Every sound was her footsteps, her voice, her presence. At 3 a.m. the phone rang. It was the jail. You have a collect call from Helen Roberts. Will you accept the charges? I should have said no, should have hung up. Yes. There was a click, then her voice. Robert, I said nothing. Robert, please talk to me. What do you want, Helen? I want you to understand. I want you to see that I did this for our family. You did this to our family. David was desperate. Those people were going to hurt Tommy. What was I supposed to do? Tell me. You were supposed to tell your husband that our son was in danger. We could have gone to the police together. We could have protected him the right way. The police can't protect anyone from people like that. But turning us into criminals could? Helen, we would have gone to prison, both of us. What would have happened to Tommy then? Silence. You didn't think that far ahead, did you? I asked. You just wanted to fix it, to save David, like you always do. He's our son. And I'm your husband. Doesn't that mean anything? Comment loyalty matters if you can't stand people who choose manipulation over honesty. Let me know you're not like Helen and David. Her voice broke. Of course it does. Robert, I love you. You know I love you. You have a strange way of showing it. Please, please come down here. Talk to the lawyer. We can figure this out together. There is no together anymore, Helen. Don't say that. We're a family. No, we were a family. You destroyed that when you chose David over me. I didn't choose him over you. Yes, you did. And now we both have to live with that choice. I hung up. The phone rang again immediately. I unplugged it from the wall. Morning came too fast. Tommy shuffled into the kitchen at 7. I'm hungry, he said. I made pancakes. Burned the first 3. Helen always made pancakes. I'd never learned. Tommy ate in silence. You don't have to go to school today, I said. I want to go. You sure? I don't want to sit here thinking about it. Smart kid. I enrolled him at the public school near our house, the same one where I'd worked as a volunteer tutor before retirement. The principal remembered me. I heard about the arrest, she said quietly. Tommy can start Monday. We'll make sure he has support. That weekend, I took Tommy shopping, clothes, school supplies, a new backpack because his Spider-Man one reminded him of that day. He picked out everything in silence, didn't smile, didn't complain. Sunday night, he asked the question I'd been dreading. Can I visit them? Your parents? And Grandma? The judge has to decide that, but probably yes, soon. Do you want to visit Grandma? I looked at this child, this boy who'd been through more in 1 week than most kids experience in a lifetime. No, I said honestly. I don't. Because you're mad at her. Because I don't know her anymore. The person I thought I married wouldn't have done what she did. Tommy thought about that. Mom used to say that Grandma always took their side, that you were mean and Grandma was nice. Every word was a knife. Did your mom talk about me a lot? I asked. Sometimes, when they fought about money. Mom said you owed it to them because Dad's your only son, that if you really loved us, you'd give more. 6 years. 6 years of being portrayed as the villain to my own grandson. Tommy, did you know your parents owed money to bad people? He nodded. I heard them fighting about it. Dad said it was just a little longer. Mom said they couldn't wait anymore. Did they ever talk about the trip, about using me to carry something? Grandma came over a lot the last few weeks. They'd go in the bedroom and talk quiet. Once I heard Grandma say, Robert will never know. I thought she meant a surprise party. Helen had been planning this for weeks, coming to our house, smiling at me, sleeping next to me, all while plotting to make me an unwitting drug courier. The lawyer came Tuesday, young guy in a cheap suit. Your son and daughter-in-law want you to pay for their defense, he said. I almost laughed. No. They're claiming financial hardship. They say you supported them for years and suddenly cut them off, driving them to desperate measures. So it's my fault they tried to use me as a mule. They're also suggesting that if you don't help, they might testify that you knew about the drugs, that it was a family operation. I stood up. Get out of my house. Mr. Roberts, get out and tell my son that if he dares accuse me, I'll testify against him myself. Tell him I have the 911 recordings. Tell him I have witnesses that I discovered the drugs and immediately called for help. The lawyer left. That night, Tommy asked another question. Why did they do it, Grandpa? Because your dad made some bad choices, got in debt to dangerous people. Instead of facing it the right way, he tried to fix it the wrong way. Did Grandma love him more than you? Out of the mouths of children. I think Grandma loved him so much she couldn't see what was right anymore. Sometimes love makes us blind. Like when you love them enough to give them all your money. This kid was going to break my heart. Yeah, I said, like that. The trial came 6 months later. Tommy was settled by then, doing well in school, made friends, joined soccer. He visited David and Linda every 2 weeks. Never asked about Helen again. I hadn't seen my wife in 6 months, hadn't spoken to her. She sent letters. I burned them without reading. The courtroom was packed. Apparently, elderly parents being used as drug mules made good headlines. Then they brought them in. David looked 10 years older, thinner, beard I'd never seen before. He couldn't meet my eyes. Linda looked harder, angrier. But Helen was a ghost. No makeup, no careful hair, no pressed clothes, just gray roots and prison orange and eyes that found mine across the courtroom. I looked away. The prosecutor called me first. "Mr. Roberts, please describe your relationship with your son." I told them everything, 6 years of support, thousands of dollars, the refusal, the reconciliation, the trip. "When did you realize something was wrong?" "When David called to ask if I'd opened the bag. He never told me he loved me. Not like that. Not unless something was terribly wrong." "What did you do?" "I told my wife we were checking the bag. She begged me not to." Gasps in the courtroom. "Your wife knew about the drugs?" "Yes. She told me David had come to her 3 weeks prior, that she'd helped plan it, that an elderly couple wouldn't be searched." More gasps. "What was your reaction?" "I called 911 while my son pounded on my window, while my wife screamed at me not to." The defense attorney cross-examined. "Mr. Roberts, you supported your son for 6 years, then suddenly cut him off. Isn't it true that your refusal drove him to desperation?" "I didn't cut him off. I said no to one request, one $25,000 request, after 6 years of paying for everything. But doesn't a parent have an obligation?" "An obligation to what? To bankrupt myself? To enable my son's refusal to support his own family? To let him turn me into a criminal when I finally set a boundary?" The attorney backed down. Then Helen took the stand. "Mrs. Roberts, whose idea was it to use you and your husband as couriers?" She didn't look at me. "Mine." The courtroom exploded. The judge called for order. "Explain, please." "David came to me. He was terrified. These people had threatened Tommy. He needed to make one delivery to clear his debt. He asked if we could help." "And you suggested using your husband without his knowledge?" "Yes." Her voice was barely a whisper. "Robert had said no to helping anymore. But I couldn't watch our son lose everything. I couldn't fail him as a mother." "Did you consider the consequences if you were caught?" "I thought we wouldn't be. An elderly couple, nice car, no record. Who would search us?" "And if you had been caught? If your husband had been arrested?" For the first time, she looked at me, tears streaming. "I don't know. I wasn't thinking clearly. I just wanted to save my son." The prosecutor stood. "Mrs. Roberts, did you tell your husband about the plan?" "No." "Did you give him a chance to refuse?" "No." "Were you willing to let him go to prison for a crime he knew nothing about?" She closed her eyes. "I convinced myself it wouldn't happen, that we'd be safe. That's not what I asked." "Yes." Her voice broke. "If it came to that, yes. I chose my son over my husband." The courtroom went silent. Then came the revelation that broke me. The prosecutor pulled out bank statements. "Mrs. Roberts, can you explain this account?" Helen's face went white. "This is a savings account in your name only. Opened 3 years ago. Current balance of $47,000. The courtroom erupted again. "Where did this money come from?" the prosecutor asked. Helen couldn't speak. "These deposits match the dates your husband gave money to your son. You were taking a percentage, weren't you? Skimming from the money meant for your son's bills, hiding it." I was trying to protect our retirement. Robert was giving away everything. I thought if I saved some..." "You told your husband you were broke. You convinced him to drain his retirement fund while you secretly saved nearly $50,000. I couldn't breathe, couldn't see, couldn't think. She'd been lying about everything. For years. The verdict came 3 days later. David got 4 years. Linda got 3. Helen got 5. The judge looked at her with something like disgust. "You weren't just complicit. You were the architect. You manipulated your son, betrayed your husband, and endangered your entire family. All while hoarding money you claimed didn't exist." Helen didn't cry, just nodded. As they led her away, she looked at me one last time. I'm sorry, Robert. I didn't respond. Tommy and I built a new life from the ashes. He visited David every month. I drove him, waited in the car. Tommy would come out quieter each time. Dad's different, he said after one visit. He talks about getting a job when he gets out, about doing things right. That's good. He says I should listen to you, that you were right. Those words should have felt like victory. They felt like grief. Tommy never asked to visit Helen. When I asked why, he said, "She lied to you, Grandpa, for years. Why would I want to see her?" If you know someone who's being manipulated by family, share this story. Sometimes people need to hear they're not wrong for setting boundaries. The wisdom of children. We established routines. I made breakfast. Tommy made his bed. We did homework together. I taught him chess. He taught me video games. He thrived, straight A's, captain of his soccer team, friends who came over after school. "You know what I like about living here?" he asked one night. "What's that?" "It's quiet. Nobody fights, nobody slams doors, nobody cries about money." Had that been his whole childhood? Chaos and conflict? "I'm sorry you had to live like that," I said. "It's okay. I have this now." Helen sent letters. One a week. I burned them all without reading, until Tommy asked, "Don't you want to know what she says?" "No." "Why not?" "Because nothing she says can change what she did." "What if she's sorry?" "Being sorry doesn't undo betrayal, buddy." He thought about that. "Yeah, I guess not." 18 months passed. David got work release, started visiting Tommy on weekends, supervised at first, then gradually more freedom. He was different, humbler. He worked at a cooperative for ex-convicts, lived in a halfway house, talked about taking accounting classes. "Dad, thank you," he said one Saturday, "for taking care of Tommy, for not giving up on him even after what I did. He's my grandson." "I know, but you could have been angry at him too. Because of me. You weren't. He's a child. None of this was his fault." David nodded. "When I get out, I want to do things right. No handouts, no shortcuts, just honest work." "I hope you mean that." "I do. Prison teaches you things, mainly what you lose when you make stupid choices." Then came Helen's parole hearing. Her lawyer called. "She's requesting your support. If you testify that she's shown remorse, it could help her case." "No." "Mr. Roberts, she's your wife." "Was. She was my wife. She wants to talk to you. Will you at least visit?" Against every instinct, I went. They brought her into the visiting room. She looked ancient, 70 years old instead of 65. "Robert." She reached for my hand. I pulled away. "Why am I here, Helen?" "I wanted to see you, to tell you I'm sorry. You've had 18 months to be sorry. I know I can't undo what I did. But I want you to know I understand now. What I did to you. To us. Do you? Do you really understand that you chose our son over me? That you were willing to let me go to prison?" "Yes." "And the money?" "The 47,000 you hid while I drained my retirement." She closed her eyes. "I was scared. You were giving away everything. I thought if I saved some, at least we'd have something." "So you lied. For 3 years." "Yes." "And you planned to use me as a drug courier without my knowledge." "Yes." "And you see nothing wrong with any of this?" "I see everything wrong with it, Robert. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was so focused on saving David that I destroyed everything else. Including us." I stood to leave. "Wait, please, I'm up for parole. If you'd just tell them I've changed." "Have you?" She stared at me. "Have you really changed, Helen, or do you just want out of prison?" "I've changed, I swear." "Then you'll stay and serve your time. You'll face the consequences of your choices. That's what changed people do." I walked out. At her parole hearing, I testified, told the truth. She was the mastermind. She showed no remorse until it affected her. She manipulated everyone around her. Parole denied. She sent one final letter. I opened this one. "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed our family completely. When I get out, don't expect me to come crawling back. You chose your pride over me, and I'll never forgive you for that." I burned it. Tommy found me in the backyard, watching the ashes float away. "Was that from Grandma?" "Yeah." "What did she say?" "That she blames me for everything, that I destroyed our family. Tommy sat beside me. Did you? What do you think? He was quiet for a long time. I think she destroyed it. You just wouldn't let her take you down with her. This boy. This wise, incredible boy. I love you, Grandpa, he said. I love you too, buddy. 3 years after that day on Highway 150, life had found a new normal. Tommy was 13 now, taller than me, top of his class, star midfielder on his club soccer team. David had been released 6 months ago. He worked 2 jobs, lived in a small apartment, visited Tommy every week. He'd changed, really changed. No more excuses, no more asking for money, just showing up, being present, being a father. Linda was released a month later. She moved to another state, sent birthday cards, didn't ask for custody. Maybe she knew Tommy was better off. Helen had 2 years left on her sentence. I hadn't thought about her in months. The divorce papers were filed. Our house was sold. I lived in a smaller place now, just enough room for me and Tommy. Then the phone call came. David's number. Dad, can we talk? We met at a coffee shop. He looked nervous. What's going on? I asked. It's about Mom. My stomach dropped. She's sick, breast cancer, stage 3. The prison doctor says she needs treatment they can't provide there. I felt nothing. No sympathy, no grief, just emptiness. I'm sorry to hear that, I said. Her lawyer thinks she might get compassionate release, but she needs somewhere to go, someone to care for her. No? Dad, no, David, absolutely not. She's dying. We're all dying. Some of us just know the timeline. He flinched. She's my mother, your wife. Ex-wife. The divorce is final next month. Don't you feel anything? What do you want me to feel? Pity for the woman who betrayed me, who was willing to let me rot in prison, who lied to me for years while hoarding money. She's sorry. She's scared. There's a difference. David's eyes filled with tears. Please, Dad, I know she doesn't deserve it, but she's alone. She has no one. She made that choice. I'm begging you, just let her stay with you until she dies, so I can watch the woman who destroyed our family waste away in my guest room, so Tommy can see her and remember that his grandmother chose drug trafficking over his grandfather. Tommy has a right to say goodbye. That stopped me. Does he want to? I asked. I don't know. I haven't asked him. Then ask him. If he wants to see her, I'll take him to the hospital, but she's not coming into our home. That night, I told Tommy. He was quiet for a long time. Is she really dying? Your dad says yes. Do you want to see her? No, but this isn't about me. It's about you. I don't know if I want to. Is that bad? No, buddy, it's honest. She hurt you really bad, didn't she? Yes? And you still loved her? For a long time, yes. Not anymore. How did you stop? How do you explain falling out of love to a 13-year-old? I realized the person I loved didn't exist. Or maybe she did once, but she changed. Or maybe I never really knew her at all. Tommy nodded. I think I want to see her once, just to know. Know what? If she's really sorry. Or if she's still pretending. We visited Helen in the prison hospital 2 weeks later. She looked tiny in the bed, frail. The cancer had stolen her hair, her color, her strength, but her eyes were the same. Tommy, she whispered. You came. Yeah. You've gotten so tall. Yeah. An awkward silence. I'm sorry, she said, for everything I put you through, for the lies, for choosing wrong. Tommy looked at her carefully. Are you sorry you did it? Or sorry you got caught? She blinked. What? Dad asks me that when I mess up. Are you sorry for what you did, or just sorry there were consequences? Out of the mouths of children, Helen's eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry I hurt your grandfather. I'm sorry I destroyed our family. Do you still think you were right? She looked at me then, really looked at me. No, she said quietly. I was wrong. About all of it. Tommy nodded. Okay, I just wanted to know. He turned to leave. I started to follow. Robert? I stopped, didn't turn around. Thank you for taking care of him, for giving him the life I couldn't. I walked out without responding. In the car, Tommy asked, Do you believe her? I don't know. Does it matter? I guess not. She's still dying alone. That's the consequence of her choices. Is that enough for justice? This boy and his questions. Justice isn't about what's enough, buddy. It's about what's right. She broke the law. She betrayed people who loved her. This is what happens. Even if it's sad, especially when it's sad, the right choice is usually the hard one. He was quiet the rest of the drive. That night he came to my room. Grandpa? Yeah? I'm glad I'm here, with you. Me too, buddy. Even though everything that happened was awful, I think I'm better off than I was before. Is that wrong? No, it's honest. I don't want her to die alone, but I don't want to take care of her either. You don't have to. That's not your responsibility. Is it yours? No, not anymore. He nodded. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Helen died 3 months later, in the prison hospital, alone. David called to tell me. I felt nothing. We went to the funeral. Small service, David, Linda, Tommy, and me, a few people from her old school. Tommy cried. For the grandmother he wished he'd had, for the family that could have been. I didn't cry. I'd done all my grieving years ago. At the cemetery, David approached me. Thank you for coming. I came for Tommy. I know. He paused. Dad, I want you to know something. Prison changed me, but you changed me more. How? You showed me what integrity looks like, what it costs. You lost everything to do the right thing, and you never wavered. That's the man I want to be. For the first time in 3 years, I felt something other than anger toward my son. Then be that man, I said. We stood there, 2 men who'd lost so much, trying to find a way forward. Tommy appeared between us, put one hand in mine, one in David's. Can we go home? He asked. Yeah, I said. Let's go home. As we walked to the car, Tommy looked up at me. Grandpa? Yeah? When I grow up, I want to be like you. Why's that? Because you always choose what's right, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. I squeezed his hand. Sometimes the hardest act of love is refusing to be destroyed by it. Sometimes saving someone means letting them face the consequences of their choices. Sometimes doing right means losing everything. But standing there with my grandson's hand in mine, I realized I hadn't lost everything. I'd lost a wife who'd betrayed me, a son who'd used me, a lifetime of savings. But I'd gained something more valuable: integrity, self-respect, and a boy who would grow up knowing that love without boundaries isn't love at all. It's just another form of destruction. If you believe real love means choosing what's right over what's easy, hit that subscribe button. Only people like Helen and David, who put manipulation over integrity, won't. Don't be like them. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next story.